So, ladies and gentlemen, even if we may not be complete for the moment, we will start. I would like to welcome you here at this webinar dedicated to joint research and development call for proposals between Brazil and the Czech Republic on behalf of the Technology Agency of the Czech Republic. I would especially like to welcome also our partners from Brazilian agencies Embrapi and Sinai. Welcome. We started this cooperation 2 years ago. And honestly speaking, the pandemic situation slowed it a little bit down because there was uncertainty among researchers if they should apply or not, because they did not know for how much time they will not be able to see their partners in Brazil. Nevertheless, we think that international cooperation is very, very important. And that's why we are launching this third call for proposals. It is going to be launched in May, and we hope that we will have many new project proposals. We hope that we will be able to enhance via this webinar new collaborations, new cooperations, even if it is very difficult today to travel and to see each other. But I think that since 1 year, we all have to learn how to organize ourselves in this online, let's say, online situation, in this online world. So I think that today it is not a barrier to encounter somebody for the first time only online, to submit a joint project proposal, and only then be able to see each other physically. I hope that this webinar will not only respond to your questions about how to submit joint project proposals, what the project proposals shall include, but I hope that it will also lead to establishment of new cooperations and of new partnerships in view of having many, many joint project proposals. So please enjoy this webinar, and I will pass the word now to my colleagues who is going to guide you through this project application and to all the possibilities in which we can assist you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tanya, for your warm words. It's very appreciated. I would just like to state a few rules for this webinar before we start, so it's pleasant for everybody. Please, if you're not speaking, just turn off your microphone so we can hear each other well. Then please note that the webinar will be recorded or is being recorded, and it will be uploaded online. So if you do not want to be seen, just turn off your camera. It's fine. You can turn on your camera when you're presenting, but you don't have to. Also, turning off your camera helps with the transmission, so it's smooth for everybody. If you have any questions, you can use the little small hand icon in the right corner, and you can just raise your hand and wait to be called on. Or you can just use the chat box and you can write your question there and we will answer it during the webinar. Okay, so let me introduce ourselves. My name is Kateřina Fajglová. I'm from the Technology Agency of the Czech Republic, and I will be today's moderator of the webinar. I work for the International Cooperation Department, so I deal with Delta II program or with international programs. Before me, Tanya Halová-Perklová was speaking. She is our director of section. Sorry, we had a organizational change, so I wasn't sure for a minute. But she's the director of the cross-cutting and international activities section here in Technology Agency. Then we have our colleagues from Brazil. We have Denise Nedermeyer. She's from the Brazilian Agency for Research and Industrial Innovation. Denise, are you here? Just checking.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm here. I'm just turning on my camera to say hello to everyone. Good to be here with you today.
Perfect. And then we have also Eline Boyerle, who is from the National Service for Industrial Training. Eline, are you here?
Hello, good morning to everybody. I'm here. I hope you can see me. It's a pleasure to see you again. Hello.
Yeah, so that's all of us who will be speaking today. Okay, so let's look at today's agenda. So you can see our webinar will take around an hour and a half. We will, of course, talk about the specifics for our third Czech-Brazilian call for proposals. We would like to introduce our matchmaking tool, so you can use it for matchmaking with each other. We will also have a chance to hear a presentation about a running project, which is very successful in this moment. And then we will give the floor to you, and you will be presenting each other's organizations, and so you can find some partners for upcoming projects. And at the end, we will have some special part where you can ask us questions, as I said, through the chat, or you can ask them in person if you want. Okay, so we can start. We can talk about the third call for proposals between Brazil and Czech Republic. So first of all, let's talk about areas of research for this upcoming call. When you look at the priority areas of research, you can see there are four. It's hydrogen, recycling and waste management, mobility and logistics, and artificial intelligence. The reason we chose these topics is because we wanted to attract projects that are simply relevant for us and for the future. And especially on the Brazilian side, the projects with these topics will be preferred during the evaluation process. However, it doesn't mean these project topics are exclusive. Other proposals from other areas are also welcome. So you can have any other topic you have on mind. The only exception is defense and medical research, because our agency does not support these. So just remember. Now let's have a look at the preliminary schedule. So the launch of the call is planned for 12th of May. This means that all the project documentations, all the rules, all the documents will be ready, and it will be uploaded on our official websites. So you can study everything and you can prepare your project. Then the project submission period starts on the next day, on May 13th. And you will have time to submit your project's proposals until the until the middle of July. So until the 13th of July. Then the projects will be evaluated. They will be evaluated by each site separately. And this will take until the end of November. The results of the evaluation will be announced on the last day of November. Then the project should start between January and March next year, and they can run for 12 to 36 months. So every project should be between 12 and 36 months. Okay, now I will ask Aline if she can explain our next part, which is about applicants.
So hello to everybody. I just saw that some people already put questions in the chat. We will have time to answer all the questions in the end of the webinar, so don't be afraid, we will not forget you. This slide we try to create to explain to you who can apply and who can send a proposal. Yeah? There are slight differences for each institution, so we try to explain you in the simple way. On the Czech side, first of all, you have to form a consortium. For those who already participated, they know, but for those who are new here, so you form a consortium, you have a team on the Czech side and you have a team on the Brazilian side. Yeah. On the Czech side, you have to have the main applicant that is necessarily an enterprise. Then you can invite research organizations, universities, or other enterprises to your team. Who needs to submit the proposal? This is the enterprise, okay? So the main responsibility is with the enterprise. On the Brazilian side, it's some things are the same, some things are slightly different. First, you have two channels, yeah? So you have one project, you decide you want to submit your project on channel 1, that means EMBRA-P channel. That means you're going to follow the EMBRA-P rules that we will explain later. And you have the channel 2, that is SENAI, that are slightly different rules, and you submit your proposal there. Two options, okay? For the EMBRA-P channel, the main applicant is also an enterprise, but also an EMBRA-P unit. So there are two main applicants. And then you can invite other financial backers. That can be, for example, other financial institutions, banks, or let's imagine another company, or even a university. This is the decision of the main applicant. And it's nearly the same for SENAI, yeah? So other financial backers can enter in the consortium. So that's more or less the main thing that you have to know about applicants. Okay, so I give back to my colleague Katerina.
Thank you, Ellie. So now you know about the consortium, you know the schedule. So let's look at the financing. So I will only speak for the Czech side, and then I will ask my colleagues from Brazil to always explain their side. So for the Czech side, the maximum funding intensity per project is 74% of total eligible costs. That means that the project consortium we were just talking about must provide at least 26% of the project budget. The actual funding intensity then depends on the Czech state aid rules. So it means just remember that the 74 as a maximum percentage of the total eligible costs is only for the project. But then we have to look closely at the rules of the Czech state aid to explain the project budget for each participant. I will talk about that in more detail a little bit later. Just note that there's no transfer of financial resources between Czech and Brazil. It means that each side is financed separately, and you cannot transfer the budget between each consortium on each side. I will ask again Aline and then Denise and Aline to explain the Brazilian side, please.
Thank you, Katerina. I think that it's my turn to explain EMBRA-P right now. Well, EMBRA-P international cooperation funding model is exactly like the national one. It means that EMBRA-P offers up to 30% of the total cost of the project with a non-reimbursable funding. It means that the enterprise who will submit the proposal and who will contract the EMBRA-P unit to develop its project doesn't need to pay back up to 30% of the cost of the project. However, the enterprise needs to put some cash from its own as well. So the rest of the cost of the project must be shared between the enterprise who is contracting Embrapi unit and the Embrapi unit that will develop the project. However, the contribution of the Embrapi unit will be in kind. So this must be negotiated between the enterprise and the Embrapi unit, how much the enterprise will put on the project. Having said that, don't be afraid. We have many other options to facilitate the funding from the enterprise side. Like, for example, we have grants from governmental programs like the Rota 2030 for the projects concerning mobility. We have funding from the bank BNDES concerning some health projects. We have the program from IoT. So those projects that apply for this funding, they don't have, the enterprise doesn't have to go around shopping for it because the funding is already at the Embrapi unit. You just need to ask, do I fit into receiving these grants? And if yes, okay, it can be put on the enterprise side of funding. And also we have a partnership with SEBRAE, which also gives funding for small companies and startups. So we have many options besides the Embrapi funding to facilitate for the enterprise to present their proposal. And I think for the moment, this is it, Katerina. If you have more questions, please just write down and I'll be glad to answer. Back to you, Katerina. Thank you.
Thank you. And I will ask the same Aline, if she can explain her side.
Okay, so for the Senai channel, you can imagine that we have 3 players in the consortium. So you have the company, yeah. The company needs to give as an obligation minimum a third of a financial contribution. Yeah, we have it here exactly 33.3%. So this is the financial part, the resources that the company necessarily has to bring. The Senai National Department brings a share of almost 50%. It's 44.4% of non-reimbursable funding. Yeah, this is what we contribute to the project. One simple condition that you have to have in mind: for each project, we reserve as a maximum 500,000 reais in this call. This is a limit that we put so that we are in the condition to finance more than one project. And then there's a third player. That means there's the Senai Regional Department. The share of the Senai Regional Department is 22.3%. Not the whole percentage is financial. It's at least 5.5, and the rest is in kind. In kind, you know that this can be in many different ways, yeah? Normally people working on the project, but there are many options. So, yeah, this is the Senai model for the funding that comes to each project. I would do the same as Denise. I will just invite you to ask your questions in the chat, and then later on, if something is not clear, I will be really glad to answer you. With this, I give back to Katerina.
Thank you, ladies, for the nice explanation. So now let's look a little bit into the detail. And I will speak again only about the Czech side of the funding scheme. So as you can see, the total allocation to all the project proposals on the Czech side is 300 million crowns. That is around 13.4 million USD. There is no maximum amount of funding per project. And as I said before, the maximum possible funding intensity per project is up to 74%. However, as you can see in the table down below, the maximum funding intensity per applicant is determined according to the state aid regulation. If you want to know more about the details of the funding, please just have a look at the table. I will not explain everything, but as you can see, just briefly to explain, the intensity of funding per applicant depends on the type of applicant. You can see there are small enterprises and large enterprises and so on. And it also depends on the planned activities. So if it's industrial research or experimental development. I will not go into detail. If you want, you can have a look at the presentation after that. As my colleague said, we will send it to you so you can study it more into detail. Yeah, that's it. And I will ask Denise once again if she wants to add something in detail for the Brazilian funding.
Yes, Caterina, thank you very much. Well, Embrapi has the network of Embrapi units, which is the research center that will develop the projects that has been contracted by the companies. All the Embrapi units are eligible for this call, including the Embrapi units which are SENAI as well. And because we follow the national model, there's not a fixed amount for this call in terms of the project. However, we expect that the share among the participants are more or less balanced. I mean, we don't want to have a project which is one of the sides is very high in relation to the other one. So it all depends on the project itself, with the analysis of the Embrapi units that we developed, mostly with the area of the projects, because some areas are more expensive, some other ones are less expensive. It depends also on the analysis of the three bodies involved, Thatcher and SENAI, the DN. So for Embrapi, there's not a top limit for project, but some other aspects will be considered in the evaluation. I think this is what I wanted to add, Caterina, for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. And Aline, do you want to add something?
Yes, thank you. So important to add here is that SENAI is counting at the moment with a network of 27 innovation institutes. Yeah, among them, 15 are considered and classified also Embrapi units. So all those institutes are eligible. They are working in different technology areas. So for each project, you can find the right support. The total funding amount that I was mentioning already, that the SENAI National Department will contribute as a non-reimbursable funding, is 2 million reais for this call. With this, we fixed the maximum allocation per project I was already mentioning to 500,000 reais, yeah, so that we have at least 4 projects that we are going to finance. But for sure, if the company will give a share that is higher than a third, so the project volume will raise. The maximum funding intensity I already mentioned, and also the rules for the regional department. I think this is the information that I want to pass you here. Yeah. Thanks. I give back to Caterina.
Thank you, Aline. Of course, as my colleague said, if you have more questions about the financing, don't be afraid to ask. You can ask in the comment section, or you can ask after the webinar, that's fine, or at the end of the webinar. And also you will have our contacts at the end, so you can ask whenever you want after the webinar. Okay, so now we have the project consortium. We know how the financing works. So how do you submit your project? So I will always, as always, I will speak about the Czech side only. So for the Czech side, all the applicants must submit the project proposal via our electronic system. It's called ISTA. The applications are submitted in Czech language. There are also some compulsory annexes which need to be submitted together with the application. These are namely the sworn statement of the applicants, then also the common proposal. The common proposal is a short version of the application in English. It's kind of a summary of the budget and of the plans. And the common proposal needs to be signed not only by the Czech consortium, but also by the Brazilian one. And this is the annex you submit together with the application on the Czech side. And then there are other annexes, mostly connected to specific project results. And these will be, all the annexes will be explained more in the call application documentation. So study those, and in the call documentation you will see all the details, how to apply, what kind of annexes you need, and so on. The deadline is common for all of us, and as I said before, is the 14th of July this year. Even if you apply separately at the Czech side and the Brazilian side, the important information is that the application must be approved both by Teacher or by the Czech side and the channel you choose at the Brazilian side if you want to receive the funding. So you apply separately, but you have to be approved at both sides. I will ask here again, Denise and Aline, if they can explain the Brazilian part.
Thank you, Katerina. Embrapi has a very different sort of, how can I say, receiving the proposals, because there's no a formal application system. Because of the way Embrapi works with a decentralized fashion with our units, the Embrapi units have total autonomy and independence from Embrapi headquarters to agree on a project or not. So this means that the decision to go forward with a project is mostly with Embrapi unit. That's why we don't have an application system. Having said that, what is important for you to know that the enterprise that is interested in developing a proposal with Embrapi unit needs to discuss the project with the units. And if the units say yes, okay, you have already 80% of the proposal agreed. And later on, if the proposal is approved from all the three of us, Thatchers, Embrapi, and Senai, then the Embrapi unit will insert all the information in our internal system, which is called SR Info. So this is a bit different from what you must be used to, because everyone asks, well, I don't have to fill up a form, I don't have to present an application so that you can evaluate. No, in an Embrapi channel, you don't have to do that. Having said that, it is important that the Embrapi enterprise and Embrapi unit is very well aligned with Senai and Thatcher, because at the end, everything will be considered jointly. So this is a bit different, and I'm sure you have some questions about this, but in practice, this is very easy. It doesn't require you to go through papers, and it's just a matter of finding the right Embrapi unit for you, talking to the right person in this Embrapi unit, and agreeing in the project you want to develop, and then to align this project with your other partners. So for the time being, I think this is important for you to know that Embrapi units that are Senai, they obviously, if they want to get Senai funding, they should submit to Senai channel, but they can also have our funding, and it works as the same way as the other one. We need an enterprise. We need to discuss this with the unit, and the unit is totally open to say yes or no. We want to go forward with this proposal. At the end, we'll have everything in just one document, and then we'll be able to analyze jointly all the proposals. I think this is for now. This is all for now. Katerina, back to you.
Thank you, Denise. And I will ask the same, Aline, if you can explain.
Okay, the Senai channel is quite simple as well. You have basically the same rules that you follow on the national platform for calls, yeah. So all our Senai Innovation Institutes are really well informed about those rules. What do you have to do? If you are the enterprise, you reserve the topic. That means that you just put the name of the topic and register the project itself. After this, you have the project proposal. That is a simple document to create and to write. You find it on the Senai site. Preferably, you write in English because it's an international project. If not, it's also allowed to write it in Portuguese. Who will submit this project proposal? It's the innovation interlocutor from the Senai regional department. So the Senai Institute is taking care about the submission of the proposal. And what else need to come together with the proposal? Quite simple. It's a confirmation of the international partner. That means an email stating maybe the Czech enterprise is just confirming briefly, yes, we are developing a project together with our Senai partners, yeah, something like this, so that we know, okay, this project has really somebody on the Czech team that is working together. And then a short letter of intent for each company or other. You remember I mentioned other participating backers, yeah, other people that give money, stating, yes, it's true, I confirm I'm intending to enter with this amount of money. Simple. And then submit this paper also. So these are basically 3 important documents that you need to submit to the common deadline that is the 14th of July of this year. This is resuming the Senai channel. Giving back then to Katerina.
Thank you, Aline. So let's talk about finding your match. I would like to briefly introduce our tool, which we have here at our technology agency. And maybe you will find it useful if you haven't found your match or if you haven't created your consortium yet. So we have this tool, it's called Partnering Tool, and it's an online tool on our website, and companies, research organizations, or other interested parties from both countries, Czech Republic and even Brazil, can use it for matchmaking purposes. So if you're looking for a partner for a project, you can use this tool and you can post a brief request or offer, depending on whether you already have some project in mind or if you just want to offer your services as it's described on the slide. You can use this tool, and as I said, you can post either a request or offer, and you can search for a partner in this way. So there are these 2 red buttons on the website, and if you click on them, you will be asked to fill out a single simple Google form. And if you fill it out, your offer or request will appear on the website, and other participants can contact you this way through your offer or request. In the same way, you can search through other participants' requests and offers, and you can choose to contact anyone if you wish to. After you receive this presentation, there will be a link in the upper corner. There's the Toucher Partnering tool. So you can click on it and you can see how it works. It's very easy. And the purpose of it is to help you find your partners. So you can use it, as I said, both the Czech participants and Brazilian participants can use it. It's really very easy. Just register your request or offer or search through requests and offers, and there will be contacts in there, and you can contact anyone or anyone can contact you. Okay, so that's all for the formal part of the presentation. Here you can see some contacts. Of course, as I said, you will get this presentation, so you will have the contacts and you can contact any of us. You can write us an email with a question. That's fine. You will also find a link for our official sites. So you can go through all the documentation and more details and so on. Okay, my colleague is answering some of your questions in the comments. So you can see the answers there. If something is not answered, we will look at it a little bit later, I guess. Okay, so that was the formal part. And now I would like to introduce Mr. Jan Breyer. Do we have him here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, Mr. Breyer is one of the researchers of a running Czech-Brazilian project. You can see the name there. I will not try to read it. It's quite long. And Mr. Breyer would like to share his experience with this international project through a short presentation. Mr. Breyer, I will be screening the presentation, so just say next if you want to change the slide.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, so my name is Jan Breyer and I'm from Highlight Center. I'm a leader of Department Industrial Laser Applications. And right now I would like to introduce you in 10 minutes our Czech-Brazil cooperation on the project Delta 2. Next. Okay, next. Yeah, perfect. In our project, we've got 6 partners, 3 on Brazilian side, 3 on Czech side. In case of Brazil, there are 2 companies, Company Tupi and Company Vele, and then Senai Institute with the support of Embrapi. In Czech side, that's Company SHM and 2 research institutions. First is Highlights, and second is Institute of Thermomechanics of Academy of Sciences, with great support of Toucher agency. Next. Our project, that's acronym is DOLAS tool, is focused on the development of laser-based technologies when we're aiming for the tooling industry, so producing tools, dies, and parts of machines which are for production by very various techniques. Actually, in our case, that was a little bit more difficult because we had at Czech side we had the start of the project the 1st of January 2020, but at the Brazilian side the start was 1st of July. So even this is a little bit this was a little bit difficult because Toucher was forcing us to deliver the contract, but we managed everything in time, and that was successfully submitted. You can see how project is big in amount of the money and at both of those sides. Okay, next. To be specific, this project is focused on laser techniques. The first one is laser surface texturing, which means we're creating on surface some texture for let's say prolonging times and enhancing sliding properties and so on. The second is laser shock peening, where we're trying to again prolong time of tools, but by a different way, that we are creating very high pressure in the material. But the third part is that let's say customer-oriented thing, which means we would like to even think about implementation of the technologies and so on. Next. Yeah, and actually I was asked by Thatcher about some questions, and I think that's a core of my presentation to answer them. So how was the partnership established? So that was quite easy, because in Brazil there is a like Senai Institute, which is divided for 27 departments, and each of them is doing some research for some specific topic, and only one is working with lasers. So for me that was quite clear that Senai from Joinville is a right one. How did you choose the project partners? Yeah, after that, when I visit Brazil, visit the Joinville, and meet Alexander and another his colleagues. So the establishing of partners on each side was on Czech side that was our work, and on Brazilian side that was a Senai work. So we found some partners on each side by ourselves. And then how to decide to work with Brazil? Yeah, because we are focused on those technologies. So that's quite complementary, because one of those technologies we're doing, and second one Senai is doing. So vice versa. That's based on some sharing knowledge and development. Let's say development of processes at the partners institute. So, for example, right now we've got samples from Brazil, what we're working on treatment, and then actually in Brazil, colleagues are helping us with some development, what we would like to develop. Yeah, how does the international partnership work for you, even in regard to the current situation? Actually, that's going very well. I have to say that thanks to Brazilian partners, since Senai established a project manager, let's say technical project manager, that's great, and everything is like following our plan. Thank you guys for the management. How do you have the tasks divided with your partners, and how do you communicate their fulfillment together? Yeah, we've got every month we've got a meeting, what was done and what needs to be done. We divided those tasks for work packages, and we've got a quite clear plan what is needed to be done, and so on. So yeah, that's quite clear in this project, and because it's like straightforward, we would like to improve fatigue life and the lifetime of tools. So yeah, that's quite easy to be set it. Yeah, what does international cooperation bring you? Yeah. Actually, it gives me quite a lot, or give us quite a lot, because in Brazil they're helping us to explore completely new area, what we haven't thought about before. So right now we are able to work on different area what we weren't working before. And what is the most difficult part of international cooperation? And that's probably distance, because that's quite far, and we need to plan everything in advance. Especially I was talking about sending samples and so on. So if we want to do something fast, and to be honest, companies are everywhere same, so they want to have things like yesterday was late. So they're coming with the ideas and with the tasks which need to be processed quite rapidly. And that's the biggest problem, that distance. Next, please. And lesson learned. That Brazilian partners and especially Senai is very well developed. So I would like to say that Senai is very similar to some very well equipped research center Czech Republic. So especially in terms of additive manufacturing and so on. So if we need something, actually Senai can be the partner what I will ask about some development of this technology. And Brazilian industry needs are very similar to Czech. I already said that actually companies are everywhere same, and they want to have the development to be quite fast, and to be done in that way, especially heavier industry like the tool production is. And my conclusion, definitely that's great opportunity to work on international project within the Delta 2, the Delta project. And what is need to be said as well, that that complementary research, and it was quite important for our partners from Czech Republic, that they were quite scared about competition when we're gonna work with somebody, for example, from Germany, especially that partner, because their market is Europe. But to cooperate with Brazil, they're absolutely fine, and they're willing to cooperate, share knowledge, and so on, and to work on the development without any problem. So that was all. Next, and thank you for your attention. That was all from my side.
Thank you, Mr. Breyer. Thank you very much. It was a very interesting insight into your project. Thank you for sharing, and of course we wish you good luck, so your project is very successful, and so the current situation is not making any more complications for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
And now let's go into the pitch presentations. As we said, the matchmaking is the most important part of this webinar, because we wanted to give you some opportunity, even if it's only online, to maybe meet some new partners. So as we already said in the instructions, we have collected your presentations, and you will have 2 minutes to present. All of you sent 2 slides. So to count the time, I will always switch on the second slide after 1 minute. So you have exactly 1 minute for each slide. Or if you want to switch sooner, you can just say next, and I will switch it for you if there's more relevant info on the next slide. Here you can see the list of today's presentations, and We will start with Prime Cell Bioscience INC. Do we have someone from this company here? From the Prime Cell Bioscience?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, yes, we can
Yes,
hear
hi,
you.
hi. It's great.
Hi.
So,
Hi, so you will be the first brave person to
awesome.
present.
Fantastic. I really appreciate this because I'm having another meeting from 4 o'clock, so I will be very quick. And please, in case of the potential interest, do not hesitate to contact me directly on the email that I'm having on the first slide of the presentation. And actually, yeah, I'm not quite sure that the company's presentation really fits this call, but I think that this is a great possibility to share this the information about the company and also to match with the Brazilian counterparts and potential partners. So therefore, we have decided to send the information to this meeting. So the Prime Cell Bioscience is a biotechnological company which is working on the translational research in biomedicine. And the main idea is to translate the basic research to the patients. So we are, I am the Chief Scientific Officer of the company, responsible for the research and development department. And also I'm working with the people that are from the regulatory team, and also the quality management, and also the other university partners. So the company is located in Ostrava, which is the east part of Czech Republic. It's the third biggest city, and the company is located in we call this incubator accelerator for medical innovations. And the main area of interest of the company in the translational research are the biomaterials, innovative medical technologies, gene manipulations, protein-based research, also cell manipulations, tissue-based research. So this is a quite quick and broad overview of the research areas and also the areas that we are specifically interested in. So the company has a know-how in-house research and development department. We have in-house regulatory department. We have in-house GMP facilities for the manufacturing of the drugs. Yes, thank you very much. And we also work as in a close collaboration with the CRO, or also sometimes providing the CRO services ourselves. So, I mean, I don't want to go behind the 2 minutes, but the main idea and the main motto of the company is the company Prime Cell Bioscience is the science that becomes medicine. That's our main motto. And on the right-hand side, you can see the headquarters here in Ostrava, which is located in the campus of the Faculty Hospital of Ostrava, which is the biggest hospital in the region. And on the left-hand side, you can see an example of the GMP laboratory that we are having in this building. This is the bioreactor, and we are focused really a lot on the ATMP products. So from my side, I will not go any further. It's really it's 1 minute pitch presentation. Please do not, if in case that you are looking for the partner in this area, and you think that we can match, do not hesitate to send me email either directly or via the organizers of this fantastic meeting. And I believe that this will move forward the cooperation between two countries and different institutions significantly forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was an interesting insight and a first brave participant. So thank you very much for that. And we will move on right to SENAI Innovation Institute in Electrochemistry. Do we have someone from this institute here?
Hello, yeah, this is Felipe Casapo speaking from Curitiba, Brazil. Shall I start?
Yes, right now, please.
All right, so thank you so much for having me this morning. I am Philippe Casapo. I am the head of the Applied Research and Development Institute in Electrochemistry of Senai in Curitiba. We are a 2,400 square meter applied R&D and I center. We have more than 70 researchers working with us in projects. And right now we are managing a portfolio of $5 million of R&D and I projects. We work with smart energy, smart materials, smart biosensors. But for today, according to the call we've been discussing, I think the most interesting would be to have partners in disruptive solution for electric mobility, lithium-ion batteries, fuel cells, supercapacitors, or hybrid solutions, disruptive solution for energy storage. We are also interested in nanostructured materials and what is called rare earth, that is niobium and also graphene. You can go to the next slide, please. So this is our value proposal. We work with smart energy. We develop our own batteries. We have our own laboratories in order to create new nanostructured materials. We also work with biosensors and health, but this is not maybe too much linked to this call we are debating today. So here you can see a little bit of our structure. On the bottom left, you can see our biological molecular laboratory. Then on the top, you can see our characterization labs with our electronic microscopes. You can see on the top right, the infrastructure that we have for dealing with nanostructured materials. So we are able to synthesize our own nanostructured material with this so-called spark plasma sintering. And on the bottom right, you can see a little bit of what we do also to deal with corrosion. So we develop our own coating with nanomaterials for corrosion. That's it for me. Thank you for your time, and I hope we'll be able to collaborate.
Thank you very much. That was precisely 2 minutes, so it was perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we move on to University of West Bohemia. Do we have someone from the university here?
Yes, it's me. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear perfectly. So you can start.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me introduce myself. My name is Kararaj. I'm the researcher from the University of West Bohemia, actually from the Regional Technological Institute, which is a research and development institution covered by the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering. In general, there's more research institutions at the university, but I'm speaking for this one. Our research group has around 100 researchers. Let's say not all of them are full-time, but majority of them are. We are participating in some international project. Actually, we have experience with Czech-Brazilian cooperation because we are participating at the exchange program UNIGO. So we had some Brazilian colleagues here. Actually, I visited the Federal University in Rio de Janeiro. Our research areas are vehicle structures and driving systems, machining, like designing of new machining tools, forming technologies, machining technologies, and additive technologies, which is right now one of the most supported research area in our institution. What we would like to find is a partner for some international project and in the mentioned topics. Thank you. Here's the second slide. Here's just examples of the research we are doing. On the left top, there's a patented milling head. It's produced by additive technology. It's from metal. There is a big advantage because the cooling liquid is going through the rods to the cutting place. We are dealing with additive technologies from plastic and also from metals. And actually, I'm from the virtual prototyping lab, so we are dealing with a lot of different simulations. So on the right bottom, there's just small example of some simulations or designs we have done, but it's really hard to explain in 2 minutes. Just do not hesitate to contact me directly, and I will explain more details. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So let's move on to the next presentation, which is from Senai Advanced Materials. Do we have someone from Advanced Materials here? No? Okay, if no one is here, then let's skip this presentation. Maybe they will let us know later. Okay, so then we have Červenka Consulting. Do we have someone?
Good afternoon or good morning. Radomír Pukli speaking from Prague. I would like to thank the Technological Agency for the opportunity to present here our information. We are a small engineering company which is active on the field of civil engineering, especially in progressive services. We are developing software for nonlinear analysis of civil engineering structures, in particular made from concrete or reinforced concrete. We are able also to support utilization of novel materials and technologies in civil engineering and maintenance of structures, which is very important. It could be recent structures or even historical ones. We are looking for some industrial partner which is taking care about these problems. Could be company or some civil engineering company, designer company, or some operator of things like transport infrastructure, offshore structures, nuclear energy, smart city methodologies, or precast production. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah, thank you. We have already established good academical contacts in Brazil. As you can see, we are in contact with a group of Professor Bittencourt from University of Sao Paulo and Professor Trautwein from University of Campinas, and we are doing some, let's say, research projects, but we would like to, within this Delta project, doing something also for the practical issues. As an inspiration, you can see some of our recent projects we are doing partially with support of this bilateral cooperation with other countries like Germany or Taiwan, and they are focused mainly on the Industry 4.0, and we are supporting again advanced design and maintenance and civil engineering, optimization of structural parts, high performance cementitious composites, 3D printing of concrete, phase changing materials, special topics in bridges, highways, tunnels industry, in geotechnical structures, safety in nuclear power plants, and also maintenance of historical heritage. You can see on the right-hand side some pictures from our activities. Just for inspiration, in similar fields, we would like to make something also with Brazilian colleagues. Thank you for attention.
Thank you very much. And for the next presentation, we have Senai Institute of Embedded Systems. Do we have someone from this institute here? No? Well, if not, we can again skip this presentation and they can... Gustavo?
Katerina, yes, I had a problem. My computer turned off in 10 seconds for my presentation. I can present now?
Yes.
Could I present now?
It was...
Senai for Advanced Materials.
Yes,
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, you can present now.
Yes. Good morning, good afternoon for all people. I'm Gustavo. I'm the Technology Coordinator for Advanced Materials, Senai Innovation Institute. Embrapi is Senai SP Advanced Materials. We have competence to work with all the non-metallic materials that we have our designation in the Embrapi's technology for sustainable materials. And we are working with materials and process, new materials, additives, properties improvement, and users and applications. This is the focus of the Institute. The performance improvement of the materials with the new functionalities or properties of the combination of different kinds of materials like ceramics with polymerics and fibers like carbon fiber, glass fiber. It's very important for us to have cost reduction in the final material, the environmental, economical, and social sustainability. We have two sub-areas of development of research. The sub-area one is composites and nanomaterials, and we are working with development of new composite materials with different kinds of additives, like in micro and nano scale. The nanomaterial dispersion is very important for us. We are working to scale up this processment of the materials. We have infrastructure to make structural composites, and nanomaterials applications is very important for us. Polymeric and sustainable materials is the second sub-area. Biodegradable materials and additives are the purpose of the institute to have sustainability, and for this we use renewable polymers for renewable resource with like eco-friendly materials, eco-friendly technologies that we use to recycling, post-consumption residue, and in the principles of the circular economy. We have an area of products design with modes for materials. These are our contacts. Carlos is the director of the institute. Anderson is the business coordination, and I'm the technology coordination. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Gustavo. And now, do we have someone from the embedded systems? No, if not, then we can move on to Institute Sinai of Innovation in Polymers Engineering. Do we have someone from this institute?
Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. So thank you for this opportunity. My name is Martin, and I work at the Institute Sinai of Innovation in Polymers Engineering. So our main competence are plastics, elastomers, composites, paints, and adhesives. So regarding the Industry 4.0, our skills are related to smart polymers that can be achieved through nanotechnology and can be combined with graphene and other materials to incorporate desired properties. Next slide, please. So in the infrastructure, we have 7,000 square meters, where we have different laboratories, including chromatography, processing laboratory, packaging, and other ones. And we have 63 employees, most of them postgraduated. We are very open to work related to polymers. So we've seen there are interest in post-used materials, recycling, and bioeconomy, circular economy. All of these matters we have experience, and we are looking forward to receive messages from our colleagues in Europe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the presentation. And I believe we have the last presentation, which is the Gauss algorithmic. Do we have someone from here?
Yes, I'm connected. Hold on, let me put forward my video so everyone can see me. Hey everyone, hello. My name is Johnny. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Gauss Algorithmic. You will forgive me that we're doing something like this for the first time, so if I don't put any of the details that you're looking for, then feel free to ping me. But very simply, Gauss Algorithmic is here to help companies or organizations to implement technologies around artificial intelligence. And we have an expert team which is kind of a mix of long-term industry professionals and researchers coming out of, so especially Masaryk University in Brno, Czech Republic, who are helping companies all over the world to solve problems using these technologies. Kind of the research areas where we would be interested in cooperating, especially is around technologies around computer vision. We're interested in cooperating on projects in the fields of quality control, anomaly detection, right, and using machine learning and other technologies to solve specific problems, right? So I'm happy to open the discussion. We've been around for about 7 years right now, and currently Gauss Algorithmic is one of the fastest growing companies in the Czech Republic. Last year, we were selected by Deloitte as in their Fast 50 list, and here are some examples of customers who we've helped implement technologies around artificial intelligence, right? So there's quite a large mix of industries. We got telecommunication, we got banking, we got health, we got industry. So let me know if you would like to talk to us or have an idea to cooperate. I'm open for discussion, and I'll be looking out for companies which I think could be interesting in the cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, and we have one more. It's the Senai Innovation Institute for Information and Communication Technologies. Do we have someone from this institute here?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You can start.
Thank you. Greetings to you all. I am Hernani Azevedo, Business Manager at the Senai Innovation Institute for ICTs, one of the 27 multidisciplinary institutes for industry innovation in Brazil. Besides composing the Senai network, we are also part of the Porto Digital, and a knowledge innovation ecosystem from Brazil comprised of over 300 companies with varied teams. Our mission is to promote competitiveness of industry through knowledge transfer, applied research, and innovation. And we believe that software innovation is the main driver towards this goal. Among our actions with the Brazilian industries, we have initiatives to accelerate digital transformation to all size companies using our fields of research, which span from the most technical areas, such as Internet of Things, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, to the more human-related topics like data privacy and phygital-oriented design. Phygital stands for physical and digital. We're looking for research partners. When looking for research partners, we always try to find similar competencies to build more solid approaches to comply with our goals. So companies with a strong software branch, like artificial intelligence capabilities, as well as other Industry 4.0 enabling technologies, secure and trusted solutions, please give us a hello. We'll be glad to talk to you and make technological roadmaps for seamless digital transformation. We already have, this point is important, we already have ongoing projects and conversations with large companies like construction and energy generation companies which involve logistics, machine learning, and mobility. Nice to talk about this. This joint R&D calls looks just like a perfect match to those issues. You'll find the middle picture of our head office in the city of Recife, Northwest Brazil, which is about to be officially inaugurated on April 15th in an online event. Some of the laboratories we have in this building are used to improve solutions where we have to take solutions we already have to take small and medium industries to a digitalized state. We have a product called Minha Indústria Avançada, My Advanced Industry. No doubt an interesting case to use in countries with an industrial maturity similar to Brazil's. That's it. We're open to discussing partnerships and the related topics and exchange experiences in general. Thank you for your attention. I hope I've kept myself in time.
Thank you very much for the presentation. And as I can see, there's even one more presentation. So let's hear from the Czech University of Life Sciences.
Hi, hello, bom dia. So my name is Jiří Černý, and I am from the Czech University of Life Sciences, Faculty of Tropical Agri-Sciences. We are the only faculty in EU which is focused primarily on agricultural research and rural development and sustainable management of natural resources in tropics, which means also Brazil. Actually, our faculty is focused on all aspects of tropical agriculture and development. But today I would like to present you mainly one of our products, which is called CZU Mobilab. And it is focused on in-field detection of animal and plant pathogens. So we are looking for any partners from Brazilian side which can help us in development of this tool and which are interested in veterinary care and these things. So I would like to ask you for the second slide. Thank you very much. So here we have a few pictures of CZU Mobilab laboratory. This is the highly portable mobile laboratory, which can be packed in a small SUV or which can be even taken by the load bearers to very remote areas which are facing to some dangerous outbreaks of animal diseases. This laboratory is able to do various analyses from microbiology, immunology, genetics, and so on. It's designed to be fully off-grid operable, so it means that it doesn't need any electricity or water or whatever supplies. Everything is possible to make by its own. We are now focusing on improvement of the filters for distilled water which we need in the lab, and the electricity can be used from batteries or from the electricity generators. As you can see here, this laboratory is suitable for the analysis in any remote areas which are far away from any centers, which can be where these analysis can be done, or it is also possible to be used in some areas which are damaged by some natural disaster, war, or whatever, and where these analysis can be used. Currently, we have 4 units of CZU Mobilab, which are already operating in Zambia and Ethiopia, but these are only the basic units, and we are still planning to do some development and to include many more tools in our lab, which can be used for this diagnosis. If you would be interested in our research, there is an email contact on me, or you can visit our web pages, www.mobilab.czu.cz, where you can find more information. Thank you very much. Obrigado.
Thank you very much. That was really our last presentation. Now I would like to ask you, is there someone who would like to present themselves, even if we did not include their presentation? Maybe just say a few words, or maybe you have some short presentation you can share. We will give you the possibility. If you want to present, you can now. Is there someone like this who would like to present?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
Victoria, hello. Yes.
Yes.
It's your
Hello.
space. You can.
Thank you very much. I will try. I will share my screen. I'll try to be very quick. Please let me know if you see it. Now, can you see it? So, thank you very much. I am from the Senai Innovation Institute for Biosynthetic and Fibers, and we are an applied research institute focused on biotechnology, industrial biotechnology, chemical synthesis, and fiber technology. We work with these 3 technological platforms, and we are focused on producing renewable chemicals and converting C1, CO2 or methane into new chemicals and agrochemicals as well. We also work a lot with biomass valorization and process intensification, very related with providing mobility to labs. In our fiber technologies platform, we work with surface modification, high performance fibers, and smart textiles. In terms of cooperation interests, I have to say that we are focusing on working with biosurfactants, single-cell protein, marine bioeconomy technologies, and chemical synthesis of lignin and sugars, glycerin transformation, process intensification. In our fiber facility, we also work with natural dyes, graphene-based fibers, and new cellulosic fibers. So our main words or keywords are bioeconomy, biotechnology, chemical synthesis, natural fibers and dyes, and the circular economy. We are also very transversal in terms of the market segments that we attend. We work with chemical industry, textile industry, oil and gas, with personal hygiene care, lubricants, paper and cellulose, transportation and construction, food and health. And we, as we are a Senai Institute, we are very capillary in Brazil. We can make contact with other Senai Innovation Institutes and make a consortium for the project to move on. We have a very particular intellectual property that belongs to the companies mainly, and we work with milestones and stage gates in order to reduce the risk of the development for the industries. We also have researchers with industrial background, so it supports our communication to be very assertive with our industrial partners. And we have a very distinctive infrastructure and competences in the same locals, because we unite chemical synthesis, fiber technologies, and synthetic biologies in the same building. There is a building with 3,500 square meters of labs. So we are very excited to be here and sharing our institute with you. And please let me know if you wish to know more about us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Victoria. Is there someone else who would like to present themselves? Okay, if not, then it's all from our presentations. And we will now dedicate the last section of the seminar for questions and answers. My colleagues have already answered some of your questions in the chat, but if we forgot or if some of your questions were not answered, you have the chance to ask now. You can either ask again in the chat or just ask and
yeah, maybe I will ask some of the questions that have not been answered from my side.
Yes, please.
That are put in the chat. I note here 3. So Fernando, I don't know if you're here still. You asked if the share of the company for the Senai channel can be only financial or also a mix with in-kind. The answer is no, it has to be completely financial, yeah? So the 33.3 percentage of financial resources have to be financial. Okay. Then I go to the next question. Alexandre asked if the Brazilian Research Organization, if it is in the case it's a Senai Innovation Institute and an Embrapa unit, if it can consequently submit a proposal to both channels. And the answer is no, it cannot. What it cannot, and the condition is it cannot do it with the same proposal. In theory, you are eligible to both channels, yes. You can decide which channel is best for your project, because as you saw, there are some differences in the funding models. But you can also decide to write 2 projects and to submit one for the MRP channel and one for the Senai channel, or even more. Yeah, this is just a limitation that I suppose, but in the reality, you can write 5 projects and submit them. Yeah. I hope this is clear. And then we had a lot of questions concerning electronic signatures. Really good question. I have to admit that from our side, this would be something I've noted here. So I have to really confirm it with our department if there is any new rule. So I would say that we are publishing this information on our website and also I think on our 3 websites, because it will be important for all of our institutions if we accept electronic signatures, especially in that time, and for which documents. Yeah. So I'm taking this as a homework, okay? And we'll let you know. I think these are all the questions that I couldn't answer on the Senai channel. If not, I'm opening now for any other questions that might have occurred, please.
Okay, do we have any other questions? There's one more new question. I guess it's from the Brazilian side.
Can you read it, Katrina? I don't see it.
I work for a Brazilian institute, not homologated for Senai and neither MRP. In case we identify a project and a partner in Czech, do you believe there is sufficient time homologate my institution to be eligible for this call?
Okay, Danielle, I see it here. The answer is you don't have to homologate your institution, because this is not possible to become Senai or MRP unit in that period. But what is possible for you is completely okay. You can participate, but you have to find the right partners for your Brazilian team. So you have to find a company, and you have to make or a contact with an MRP unit or with a Senai institute or with both together, depending on your technological area. So you're completely eligible as a research organization to be part of the consortium, but you cannot be the main applicant. So you have to look for other main applicants, and then you form the consortium and will submit your proposal. Was this clear for you, Daniel? Okay, perfect. Is it okay, Roberto? I suppose I'm an early stage startup founder working with 5G technologies. Is it possible to get funding without a private investment from my side? Well, it's possible to be eligible as a startup, completely possible. But for sure, you have to have the financial share that the company shall bring, at least on the Senai channel that I'm representing. So yes, you have to have the financial share from the company. If this company would not be you, if you find another company that could be your partner and this company brings the main share, then you're going to be part of the consortium, but you're not the main applicant, and you tell that you enter with or a financial resource or something different. Yeah, was it clear? Okay.
Thank you, Aline. And there was someone raising their hand, but I cannot see it now.
Maybe Guilherme, I saw that he opened the microphone and then I started to talk.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi.
So thank you for the opportunity. Work at Eldorado Institute. We are Embrapi unit. And I want to know, can you send more information about the project for us by mail, for example? The project, let me see, industrial laser applications.
Oi, Guilherme, Denise. This is Denise talking. Thank you for participating. Yes, we can. Let me know what you need specifically. We can you can get in touch with me directly, and by email we can talk about, and then we can explore all the possibilities and all the clarification you need.
Perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I cannot see any more questions. If there's someone who wants to ask anything, this is the last call. Are there any more questions? If not, thank you very much for your attention today. Of course, we will send you the presentation after the webinar, so you can find all the contacts on all the information there. You can ask questions if they come to your mind later. And thank you for active participation of all the speakers today. And I hope we will have many more projects to come. And we will be happy to fund them. And I wish you good luck, everybody. And I hope this difficult situation which we have now in both of our countries will pass soon, and we will each see each other next time, maybe face to face. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Katerina and Aline, for the organization of the webinar. Thank you, everyone, for participating.
Thank you also from my side. It was great to have you here, and we hope to give a good opportunity to check and to participants and to Brazil's participants. Thank you, Denise and Katerina, and have a good week and have a happy Easter.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Happy Easter, and we are looking forward for many projects.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.